What's up, guys? What are we saying? Chest and shoulders day to day. We're going to be doing 2 phases of this workout, and the reason why is because if you're trying to include cardio into your weight training, you're not as strong, you're not as conditioned, you're fatigued a lot quicker, and if you're really trying to build more muscle and build more strength, you need rest time. It's really important. What I like to do today is we're going to do phase 1, which is strength and lifting as heavy as possible, shoulder press with dumbbells, and then flat bench press, and then weighted dips. In between those rest times, I'm probably doing about 2 to 3 minutes, and I'll be speaking on the camera, getting some content in terms of reels and things like that, answering some questions. And then from there, we go into the second piece, which is going to be a 500-meter run, dumbbell side raises, upright rows with the barbell, dumbbell press, plate front raises. During the second piece, I'm gassed, I'm out of breath, but I'm pushing through in fatigue. And that's why you just gotta make sure you have an idea of what you're actually doing going into a workout. For example, you've got CrossFit WODs, which are potentially just random exercises and random workouts thrown together, and a lot of the time you can't really track what you're actually doing. You can't see real progress a lot of the time because no one's really tracking anything. It's a lot of fun, but are you going to get maximum results? Probably not. Most of the time, sticking to the basics and keeping it boring is the way you get results. For example, 500-meter rower, just lifting heavy and strength training, just solid reps, form and technique, 5x5. Things like this, the boring, mundane shit is what gets you the results, real results. I like to combine a little bit of both. The second part of the workout, it's more so for the pump and a little bit more of enjoyment, but I'm still lifting heavy for 3 exercises, which I think respectfully is enough to get what I'm after, which is building muscle and strength. First up, I've just done some warm up. I always get the rear delts warmed up just because super tight, and I think when you're doing bench, you actually need to engage your rear delts and lats. So getting your rear delts warm for chest is definitely important. Just on a few press ups, and I'm going to go into shoulder press. I'm mixing it up as well. Like if it's a push day, I might do chest on the first exercise, and then the next workout, I might do a shoulder exercise first. The reason why is because you're going to be fatigued on the second exercise and so on. I'm going to be working with 40 kilo dumbbells, see how I get on, taking a decent rest time.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
70% of our client base are American men, and the healthcare system in America, I think, is a little bit fucked. A lot of the time, guys will come to us, they'll have issues with the hormones, lack of energy, sex drive, libido. They go to the doctors, they get the bloods tested. The first thing the doctor does is they'll get them on a prescription med. Enclomiphene straight away, not really thinking about other fundamentals of health, i.e. sleep, nutrition, recovery, mindfulness, exercise. These are the actual pillars that really you're going to get the best possible outcome and results, rather than going to the doctors, which they're then making money off you, thinking they've got your best interests at heart. Therefore, you end up going down a slippery slope. It actually makes things worse, because when you take something, if you don't potentially counteract it with taking something else, then you end up getting side effects. This happens on a daily basis. You can't trust a lot of the time, even doctors. Don't get me wrong, Not all doctors are bad. They're really, really not. But if you look at these doctors, are you in shape? Are you fit? Are you optimized? Are you healthy? Most of them aren't, by a long shot. So you're taking advice from a guy or a person who's actually probably in a worse position than you. Makes no fucking sense. I would never take advice from someone who I don't want to be like. Let's get this shit, baby. Something that's been hitting me hard recently is you're always chasing the goal, i.e., let's say I'm trying to hit a certain amount of clients each month. Every single month I need to be bringing in those sales so we can grow, so we can sustain. And you're pushing so hard and you're trying to hit those numbers right until the last day. Right until the last day, you're like, fuck, we need to do it. Let's take one more call. Let's put more posts out, more stories, whatever it is, work those leads. Day one of the next month, you do it all again. Every single month is like that. Repeated cycle. You get to the end of the month, you've worked so hard, but then just try to enjoy that process and try to enjoy that hustle and not get yourself down, I think is really important, because you're always chasing the next high, you're always chasing the next goal. I had a massive perspective shift the other month where I just felt like some of the energy was negative. And I was like, fucking hell, we're killing it, we're crushing it. What are you talking about? We're so successful, we're a leader. But because you're always trying to chase that next high, that next win, you forget and you don't realize.
Yeah, I'll get you on GCF.
A lot of men are broken, not because they're not successful or they don't make enough money, but because their wife, their missus, doesn't want to have sex with them. This is the epidemic at the moment. And instead of fixing their body, their mindset, their health, what do? They buy shit. They buy a new handbag, fancy dinners, maybe even treat themselves to a new Gucci top. But the women don't want that. They don't want the watch. They want the man who's wearing the watch to be an absolute beast, a stud, a weapon. So guys, if this is you and you're in a sexless relationship and your missus is not wanting to have sex with you, she would rather scroll through TikTok than give you attention, that's a fucking red fucking flag. This is something I talk to guys about on a daily basis. The ones who actually admit it. Those material possessions ain't gonna fix shit. Because when a man stops taking care of himself, he's basically given up, he's dying. And that's when the woman will lose respect for you. And I think a lot of men are in denial. And all you need to do is just fix your fucking self. Not try and buy shit or flex, trying to cover up an insecurity. try my best to never use the word I'm busy. And the reason why is because it seems like everyone's busy, but are you a busy idiot? Everyone can work 8 hours a day, but in those 8 hours, are you actually productive? Are you getting shit done? Are you moving the needle forward? I remember I fell out with an old friend because he only just started to get into the industry, a lot younger than me, and he was like, I'm working 12-hour days, bro, I'm killing it. And I'm just like, okay. I said, most successful people will start off working 12-hour days. And he was just coming across like he was the only guy, he'd outwork everyone. And he didn't realize how easy he actually had it. Like, now that I'm a father, I think about parents who are working 2-3 jobs, trying to support their family and provide, and they've got 3 children, they're struggling, they have no real support. Especially for like single parents, it just blows my mind. We don't realize how lucky we are and how hard some people have it. And it really pisses me off when you get some young guy who's single, he's not got any commitments or anything tying him down, and he's complaining about things, or he's grinding, he's hustling, and he thinks he's the only guy who's done that, when pretty much all real successful people have done the grind for decades. So yeah, count your blessings. What even is fucking hard? A lot of the time we don't even know. Especially coming out and living in Bali, it always humbles me when I look at the side of the road and there's these shacks, these wooden huts, and people are living in there and they're living next to the building site, and I see them sleeping, waking up, cooking their rice, going to the toilet in the rice field. And I'm just like, I'm here in this villa. Of course, I've come from nothing, but then again, look where I am. The privilege, I feel like a privileged little white bitch. So I always have to remind myself on a daily basis of how fucking lucky I am. If you haven't read Tim Grover's book, Relentless, it's pretty fucking good. It talks about like the dark side. It's all about elite level athletes like Michael Jordan. He was his coach. Since I was younger, I've always noticed in a lot of the elite guys, the fitness guys, the athletes, the high performers, the business owners, a lot of them, if not most of them, have a fucking dark side of them. Deep, dark, grungy dungeon of fucking pain and suffering. And whether it comes from, well, usually the childhood, something's happened, it's shaped them, it's changed them as a person, and they use that side of them as well to propel them forward. It's a powerful tool. You're going through those dark days, and when you don't want to do the things that you know you should be doing, putting in that work, that dark side, it comes out. You see it when they're competing. You can see it in them. It gives them the edge. Now, does it mean that everyone who doesn't have it is not going to be successful? Definitely not, but that's just what I've noticed. and managing that dark side is very important. Because if you're not cool, calm, and collective, and it's like a subtle anger, it's like a subtle kind of rush of this energy. You could just feel it. It's not overwhelming, because if it's overwhelming, you come out of the zone, and you've got to manage it and you've got to cultivate it in a way. I've always mentioned this. It's the nice guys who I don't like. The ones who will be all nicey to your face, but then behind your back, they'll chat a load of shit. Come on, G. What I've noticed is when people, men, are doing machines, strictly machines, okay, and no barbell work, I don't know what it is, or little dumbbell work, they're so fucking stiff, like stiff as a board when they're doing exercises and training. And I'm just like, fuck, what is this? You're not able to be actually functional in real life, in real situations. And you just gotta remember, guys, doing machines is amazing for sculpting and building muscle, but is it a resilient body? I would definitely doubt that, in terms of being able to twist, turn, jump, sprint. It's not there. It's really not there. So, like, for example, you got barbell lunges, lunging, walking, a barbell. You have to use these little muscles to stabilize you. When you're fixed in a machine, it's so much easier. So try and not just stick to machines for every single fucking exercise. Please do not do it. You look like a fucking idiot. After like a year, you're so stiff and rigid, your body only moves like this. Literally like this. Not just like putting your body in uncomfortable positions is so fucking good. It's such a low level, ignorant way of training to just strictly do machines. I just think it's stupid. Anyway, this is why I'm a fucking weapon and they're not, and they're just as stiff as a board and come to sprinting, running, being explosive, fighting. Fuck me. Imagine them fighting. Be a joke. It's about being functional. That's what a weapon is. You definitely need downtime, but if you take too long off, you lose your edge. You really do. I noticed it when I had 4 weeks off. When I was trying to jump in the ice bath, it was absolutely disgusting. When I was in a workout, and usually I would have that second wind, that extra gear, what would happen? I didn't have it. It just, the mindset wasn't there. The body was probably there, but the mindset wasn't at all. If you don't use it, you lose it, for sure. My best advice is to take time off, but don't take too long off, because if you take too long off, you definitely lose it. And that's why a lot of people, they don't have days off the gym. They might just, quote unquote, go for an active rest day, which, do I believe in? I don't know. I think you really need full rest days of just doing nothing, because it's good for you. It's good for the mind. But just remember, guys, don't leave it too long. You might have to be that guy who breaks the generational cycle. And what I mean by that is, whether your family has come from a rough upbringing, a difficult time, a difficult past, they struggled with money, they lived a different life. And you might have to be the guy who breaks that cycle. And I was the guy who broke that cycle for my family. We didn't have much money, we were always in debt. We got by, but it wasn't like things are now. Like, it's completely different, because now I look at money as abundant, and it comes and goes and it flows, and I attract it. But back then, it wasn't like that. It was, money doesn't grow on trees. Money's evil. Like, honestly, that's the type of mindset I had back in the day. From hearing things of family members and people around me, my environment was a toxic environment, low level thinking, low frequency. And I had to retrain myself to think, no, it's the people who have the money who are the evil ones. You can use it for good or bad. And I'll even get people commenting on some videos, which is fucking hilarious, saying, oh, it'd be so good to have daddy's money and not a job. Those people who say that, they've got a broken mindset. Such a weak, negative, low-level thing to say. When you look at someone who has success, don't straight away think they had it easy. That's the last thing you want to say, is judge someone like that. Phase 2 of the workout, we're going to be doing a 500-meter run, dumbbell side raises, upright rows with the barbell, plate front raises, and then some press-ups. 4 rounds as fast as possible, and then we're finished. Conditioning piece, sweaty, intense, good, juicy, filthy pump. That's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Chest and shoulders. Phase 1, strength. Phase 2, conditioning. And this style of training, I think, if you keep the workouts relatively short, so you're in the gym, let's say 60 minutes for both phases together, I think you can get best of both worlds when it comes to progressing your strength, building muscle, and also getting fit as fuck. So yeah, peace out, lots of love. I'll see you in the next one.